or whether it would not, because of where and what he was actually trying to do. Now what he wanted to do was open up what they used to call in those days was tea rooms, just out there to the right hand side. As we go a little bit further on, we'll try and see if I can pick up the road and where it is. I'll let you know if we can. Now this main road that we're travelling on here at the moment is known as State Highway 8. Originally it was known as the Bullock Trail, but State Highway 8 goes all the way through from the area of Fairley right through to the area of Cromwell. So we'll be in through this area for the majority of our journey today, through towards Queenstown. See how quickly this area or the cloud can move? We're heading through here at the moment. But if you look up to the right hand side of this in just a moment, you should be able to make out a road. I can see it, but it's a bit difficult to pick up, particularly during the weekends. And then during the summer, we eat a lot of meals outside. We use our barbecues. New Zealand and Australia are very, very similar as far as this aspect is concerned. Fairly quickly, and I'll explain to you that when we get through towards the area, closer towards anyway, the area of the Mount Cook village. And you'll see how quickly it does, or where it will actually grow to and from. But at the moment the lake's probably around 28 kilometres inland. Folks, when we do stop up and around through here, I will be telling you a little bit about these cycleways at a later stage as well. We've got thousands of kilometres of cycle tracks all the way around here. Otherwise, so often that there's only one or the other actually in a photograph. Now it might be great as far as the weather is concerned, but unfortunately where that sun is does make it a little bit look at it. They've also put it fairly large, and the reason I say it's large, it's actually lifelike and life size as far as he is concerned. Just outside the cafe in the area, or just outside the Hermitage itself. And I'll point this out to you as we go around to the back of the area of the Hermitage. Looking up to the right hand side of us there now, you can look straight up the end of the valley, and out to the right hand side, that's taking you up and towards the area of what's known as the Tasman Glacier. But we'll be going up, when we get that far up, we'll actually be going up to the area to the left, which will take us up and through towards the area of the Hooker Valley. Now the area of Glentana Park, coming up in just a moment or two, the only thing this area was ever used for originally was to do scenic flights out of. It's changed now, and now what they've got is they've got accommodation through here. You can come through with your caravan, your camper van, a tent, and you can actually stay in this area of Glentana Park. Looking up to the right hand side of us there now, you can look straight up the end of the valley, and out to the right hand side, that's taking you up and towards the area of what's known as the Tasman Glacier. But we'll be going up, when we get that far up, we'll actually be going up to the area to the left, which will take us up and through towards the area of the Hooker Valley. Now the area of Glentana Park, coming up in just a moment or two, the only thing this area was ever used for originally was to do scenic flights out of. It's changed now, and now what they've got is they've got accommodation through here. You can come through with your caravan, your camper van, a tent, and you can actually stay in this area of Glentana Park. The area on the, right through this area now is what's known as Glentana Station. Now Glentana Station is a little bit different to any of our other stations within the country. It had its boundaries put through, and we'll go past these on the way through. So at that stage, they took over part of this area of Glentana Station. Now Glentana Station itself is around 45,000 acres. Now because this is really the only area that you're going to see this plant, then they said that's it, it's going to be protected. The population. They're up here all the time. Just having a general look around Christchurch. In 2011, with the largest of the earthquakes that came through, it didn't just impact the area of Christchurch. It came through this area with such force that it actually snapped off 1.2 kilometres of ice and snow off the end of the Tasman Glacier. Now the downside that we've got as far as that's concerned is that now realistically we've got two faces of the area of the Tasman Glacier. So if it's the one, a really good photograph point straight up in through the area of the Mount Tasman, which you can see up there to the right of us now, pretty much straight ahead of the coach. Around the corner you can just see the base normally, hopefully we can, of the actual Tasman Glacier itself, Mount Cook, looking around towards the corner in what's known as the Hooker Valley. So once again, just a quick photograph stop for you, and then we'll proceed through on in towards the area of the Mount Cook village. Just a quick photo, and then we'll get going. You need it not just for their sheep, cattle, they also need it for their fruit, vegetables that are being grown up and around through here as well. Now the town of Cromwell, as we go past it, you will see that there's a lot of new development going on. Now the reason there's so much development going on around
in Aotearoa, New Zealand, most of the Maori population has always been up in the North Island. Even to this day, that's where you find most of the Maori population. There's only ever been a couple of tribes in the South Island permanently, and even those South Island Maori, thousands of tramping trails dotted across the country. In particular, we've got 9 hikes that we call the Great Walks. The Rootburn Track that we just went past the start of, that's one of them. We've got 3 of the 9 Great Walks in Fiordland National Park, so the Rootburn, the Kepler Track and the Milford Track. There's going to be a new Great Walk starting next year, the Humperidge Track. That's down at the very bottom of Fiordland, so we'll have 4 out of 10.
leased. Now the leases are, doesn't matter where the land is, they're all paid out on a set amount per month, 6 month, whatever it happens to be, or maybe even once a year. The biggest thing about the farms that have been around through here that lease their land out, they have to be very careful, because once they've actually signed their lease, if they're going out and they're looking at putting it out into actual timber, they're going to use the loose use of that land for between 25 to 30 years, because that's how long it takes for the average Plymouth radiata to grow. That's if